Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome. It's Monday night at 7 p.m. on the East Coast, live from the PWD studios and various other locations around the planet. This is AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Hello, I am Mad Matt Carter, being joined tonight by AIWF Hall of Famer Brian Danzig, Commissioner Rick Diesel, and referee Bill Pauley will be joining us shortly. Good evening, gentlemen. Deal with the Steel is in the books. I was not able to be there this weekend, and I have regretted every minute since then. And I am telling you.
No, Matt, I am still trying to come down from Deal with a Steel. I mean, I'm still experiencing my Deal with a Steel hangover. I hadn't had one this bad in a lot of years.
Yeah, probably
a lot of years, man. God almighty, what a show.
Yeah.
My voice is just now recovering from having to yell on the commentary, from excitement, but also just trying to yell over the sound of the crowd. I mean, the crowd was just so loud that I was having to scream into the mic for it to pick me up.
Right.
I still don't know if it could pick me up.
You're loud and clear tonight, I can tell you that. And when I first started hearing from people, Justin Flash reached out to me Sunday morning and talked to Rick Diesel Sunday afternoon, and guys were telling me about the attendance, and the place was packed. Now, Deal with the Steel always does better than just about any other show we run as far as attendance, whether we've had it at the Armory, where we had it in Virginia, way back, whatever. But I'm always, because I've been around wrestling a long time, when people start telling me, oh, this place was packed, I'm always a little skeptical, right? And so Carson sent me the action shots, and because they're action shots, you can't really see the crowd. However, today, I believe it was Chastity, the lady that works at the door, posted some pictures that she took from the door, just facing the crowd. Holy shit, fellas. I don't think I've ever seen that many people inside that building at Veterans Park. I mean,
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me tell you, there's a gentleman, I cannot remember his name. He rode to the show with Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express. And he was sitting back there in the back. It's close to the end of the show. And he was sitting in the back talking to me. And he told me, he said, I've been traveling with the Rock and Roll Express for years. He said, I've been to I think it's either every Great American Bash or every Clash of the Champions. I can't remember which it was. He said, I've been to all of them. He said, I've been to some of the biggest shows in this country. He said, I've been all over. And he said, I'm looking at you right now. He said, I'm telling you right now, face to face. He said, this right here is one of the best shows I have ever witnessed live in my life.
Wow. That's pretty good.
That's coming from a guy who travels with the Rock and Roll Express, who's been everywhere, who's been to pay-per-views, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that was a compliment that, you really take something like that to heart.
Yeah. No kidding, man. That's incredible. And like I said, there hadn't been a minute that's gone by since Saturday that I have not hated the fact that I missed that show. But good news is I'm all clear with the state of North Carolina, not in any criminal means by any means, but what I do for a living. So I'm good to go for 2 more years. So unless we run up against a NASCAR race I'm attending, I think my calendar's pretty clear for wrestling from now on. But oh man, I can't wait to see the video. I hope that the network gets it up really soon. It's
going to be available on payper-view.
Okay.
Like we did the last one, we're going to have it, and we're not going to rape everybody on it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they're just getting that ready now. So hopefully in the next, week or so, it'll be ready for download pay-per-view.
That's awesome. I cannot wait. So we'll get into the slideshow, and I do have to thank Carson Music for sending me some excellent still shots that we're going to be taking a look at as we go through the hour today.
Do you know what she went through to get those shots, Matt? She was inside the cage.
Yeah, I saw those. I saw those that she got inside the cage. Remember, I told you when I saw it, or you told me about the design of it, I was like, oh, great. You know, our photographers can get in there. And you're like, I don't think anybody will be brave enough to get in there. Carson did. She
had the Elvis legs. She had Elvis legs. They wouldn't quit shaking, she said.
I bet, man. She was up close to the action. So real quick, guys, you know, as always, we tell you at the beginning of the program, we're putting a headlock on high advertising prices here at AIWF Ringside Wrestling. For only $10 a month, you can get a 30-second to 1 minute read every week on this program. Sometimes we take a week off, but not too often. But if we can get you for $10 a month, it's the most affordable advertising in wrestling. And we'd love to have you join us. You can reach out to us at AIWF20@hotmail.com. On our Instagram page, you can reach out to me on Facebook. You're on all these platforms that you see here. Of course, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you already know. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, all the major podcasting platforms. Of course, the program airs live on Facebook every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It follows up. We put it on YouTube and audio podcasting platforms right after we go off the air. That's where we archive the show. Your advertisement will be included on all those platforms, plus the AIWF Roku channel, where we house all of our classic events and most recent events. And we'd love to have you be a part of that. All right, a deal with the steel's in the can, so we move forward. What's my favorite wrestling show? My answer is always the next one. And the next one is going to be Saturday, September 3rd at Veterans Park, part of the Labor Day Flea Market and Food Truck Rally. That sounds like a lot of fun, gentlemen. It's special bell time of 5 p.m. Again, 5 p.m. bell time on that.
Because it's going to be outside, right over there. At the end of Veterans Park, when you first come in, there's a big old field right there, and that's where it's going to be. So they got to get the wrestling out of the way before the sun goes down. There ain't no lights out there.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be an outdoor show, which, I know Rick Diesel,
I hate them.
Me and you both feel the same about outdoor shows. I mean, if the weather's good, they're a lot of fun. But if the weather decides she doesn't want to cooperate with you, that can be tricky. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But
and free admission for this one.
Yeah, don't cost
nothing. Yeah, I mean, part of the Labor Day thing. So they're pitching in, and we're going to do free wrestling that night just for the fans. They're going to set up the ring out there, and they're going to bring some bleachers out. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's Labor Day weekend, Saturday, September the 3rd, bell time 5 p.m. at Veterans Park. The free outdoor AIWF wrestling show. We hope that you will join us there. I just see the network has joined us as well. We will be looking for comments for that. Rick Diesel, are the phone lines up and running tonight?
No.
Okay. We'll skip that slide. Man, go right.
I'm telling you, man, I'm still wore out. I couldn't even get the phone out today.
That's all right. Might want if somebody wants to eyeball the
I'm doing it. Hey, Jay, who remembers JR?
J.R. Ewing, JR from wrestling.
JR that used to be the manager in Mid-Atlantic.
What year are we talking about? Do you know? I need a date range.
Bald, wore a fedora, 118 years old. He's watching tonight.
Not a vague description.
He was at the show Saturday. I hadn't seen him in so long. It's so good to see him.
Well, JR, thanks for tuning in tonight. Maybe JR can tell us where he's located, and we'll give him a shout out.
I think he was up in West Virginia. Not sure. I'm sure he'll tell me now. Hey, we got JT Sledge in the room. Joshua Bowman's in the room.
JT Sledge
in the room. Supposed to be painting. Mike Emerson's in the room.
Oh, okay. Hey, JT Sledge and Amber and Mike and the other person that I can't remember because Joshua. Thank you all guys for tuning in. Looks like Bobby Dalton is making his way in here. So just since we don't have the phone lines down, let's move right to our first advertisement. AIWF Ringside Wrestling would like to thank our very first sponsor, Branch Management. They are a tree service that operates in the Mount Airy, Surrey County area of North Carolina. They can help you with branches that are maybe too close to structures, normal pruning, or complete tree removal. They offer very competitive rates and free estimates and are here to serve you. You may also be eligible for a $100 referral bonus if you can tell if a friend of yours or a family member or even somebody you don't like needs some help with some tree trimming or, complete tree removal. You may be eligible for a $100 referral. All you need to do is get in touch with them at 336-755-8204. Again, the number 336-755-8204. But Branch Management, that's not all they do. No. If you've been watching this program for any length of time, they also do gutter cleaning, general landscaping, and pressure washing. Now, if you're interested in those services, that's a different number. It's 336-648-2487. Again, that number 336-648-2487. That's Branch Management. So anything you need to do with landscaping, trees, your arborist services, whatever, be sure and reach out to them. We're on Instagram. Go ahead.
Hey, check your messenger, Matt.
Yes.
There was a video running around there. I don't know if you could see it or not.
I saw it earlier. I didn't know if you wanted me to air that or not.
Yeah, go ahead, man. That's Branch Management B team.
Okay. All right. Just a quick reminder, we're on Instagram, AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. You can also reach out to us there about the advertising rates. So let me see if I can get this up here. Let's find the old Facebook Messenger. And yeah, give me a
Gerald
second.
Hicks is in the room. Mr. Gerald Hicks is entered the room.
Gerald, thank you for joining us, sir. Bobby Dalton has entered the room. You can hear that microphone popping.
That's right. Yeah, Bobby.
Popping up.
I'm glad Bobby's back, man.
Yeah,
I missed
I did too.
I'm back.
All right, let's see here. I'm going to try to get this thing up. Now, this is how you properly and safely fell a tree. Bobby, you got to do something about that, man. That's killing me, Smalls.
Bobby's making popcorn.
He sure is.
It's Branch Management B team taking down a tree today without the bucket. Look at them go.
You'll notice they have a rope attached
Yes.
to the tree to help bring it down safely.
And they're dropping it literally next to a golf cart and between more trees. So, and there's a building and a house there too. So they did really good with this thing today.
Well, as saturated as the ground is, it wouldn't take much these last few days to get one down.
They probably could have just pulled it over with the rope.
That's true.
This is you got to be real careful felling trees. Check this out. I want you to see the precision they're able to get this thing down with.
Look at that. Look at that beast.
Look at that. Nice and safe right there.
Right where it meant to be.
Yes, indeed. I really like that. That was really cool. Yeah, but felling trees can be a dangerous business. So
Yes.
I'm glad to see
You
that.
can.
So got Bill Pauley here, Bobby Dalton, the network is checked in, and we're gonna continue on with the slideshow because if I can find it here we go. Again, you can tell we're not a major production here. All right, can you guys see the slideshow? We're taking a look here.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I was not a deal with the steel, so you guys are going to have to help me go through these. We got Benny Conley against Alex Bryant. I guess this was the finals of the Top Gun tournament.
Yes. Benny Conley had to be pulled out of the bullpen due to unforeseen circumstances. Player couldn't make it, so they pulled Benny Conley up because he is the person who faced Alex Bryant, to get to this match. So that's why we brought Benny up from the bullpen, I guess you could say, for the finals because he had earned it.
The Panamanian Poker against Alex Bryant for the Top Gun tournament, a tournament that had 4 promotions. And you see James Anthony at ringside there. Brian, Bobby, you guys were there. Any thoughts? What can you share with us about this match? What went on? Just, tell us all about it.
Well, actually, it was a clean fought match. I mean, both competitors took it. They took it wire to wire, but Alex just had the upper hand. I hate to say this, no offense to North Carolina, it left a bad taste in our mouth, and that trophy go that way to staying here in Mount Airy. However, Alex Bryant earned it. He did it fair and square, and it was a good match.
Yeah, it certainly was. And just like I was telling Bobby that night, Alex Bryant just catapulted his career in the AIWF by winning that matchup, because he has, not only does he have that big trophy, he has the bragging rights of saying that out of all those 4 affiliates, the top competitors out of each of the affiliate promotions, he came out on top.
32 wrestlers entered this tournament.
So
that man out there came out, and he's going into the Crazy 8.
Yeah, which is going to be held down in Lumberton this year. So, so congratulations are due to Alex Bryant. You know what? If this thing becomes an annual tradition, Alex Bryant will always be able to say, I was the inaugural champion. I won the first one, and that is a big deal. That's bragging rights. And he'll be 60 years from now telling his grandkids about, way back in 22, I was in Mount Airy. So congratulations, Alex Bryant. We're going to skip that slide because we don't have the phone. All right. Here's an interesting matchup. It was Pro Wrestling DNA against Johnny Blast and Midnight Mauler. Bobby Dalton, Brian Danzig, Bill Pauley, you're refereeing this match. What can you guys tell me about this one?
Well, it was, for one, being in the cage for the first time was very interesting. 2, refereeing a match pretty much in a steel cage under, cage rules. There's not really much I could do. It was back and forth action, and at the end of the day, they got the win.
Yeah, the interesting thing about this matchup, it was pretty evenly matched back and forth throughout the whole thing. However, the Midnight Underground had the advantage and looked like they may have been prepared to get the win, but the Midnight Mauler went under the ring to get a chair, which is perfectly fine. It's a cage match. There's really no rules. Use a chair just as soon as you would use the cage as a weapon. However, it ended up backfiring on him, and Wrestling DNA got the win. So I would be interested to see how the match would have gone had the Midnight Mauler not introduced the chair into the match. But we'll never know now.
No,
it's quite possible Midnight Mauler could have got the victory that night. Being got the chair.
Yeah,
he said it was back and forth, back and forth.
So Pro Wrestling DNA getting the big win. Now we come to a point, gentlemen, and
this right here match is still causing controversy.
Oh yeah,
we got a video. We're going to take a look at.
So it should. It was a very controversial thing that Kevin Phoenix did in this matchup. I was shocked, even for Kevin Phoenix. I was surprised that he stooped to the level that he did. I was just shocked.
This one was for the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Caden Pierre challenging Kevin Phoenix and Brian Danzig. Kind of break it down for me. For those of us who didn't see it, we've got some pictures that are going to tell some stories here, but it definitely a controversial matchup.
I was up front and personal for this one.
That new cage design just really come in handy, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like they were testing the limits of it. It looks like it was bent there. You look to the right of the screen, looked like somebody had been run into it a couple of times and moved it a little bit, which, I guess a little flexibility is good, but
It is,
def-
and it
definitely-
snapped back pretty quick. So you
That was
know.
definitely one of the most solid steel cage structures I've ever been in, ever. It was a very nice structure.
Yeah, and Justin Flash would know. He's been in several steel cages over the
Mhm.
years, no doubt about it. So, all right, let's look. This is it. This is what has caused all the hoo-ha-ha as far as this match goes. Kevin Phoenix, Brian Danzig. What happened? What caused Kevin Phoenix to attack the referee? I can't imagine.
Well, I think, I mean, it's hard to say exactly. At first, he accidentally ran into the ref, into referee Tim, and he hit the cage. I thought he was helping him up, and he just started grabbing him and ramming his head into the cage. I can't say for sure what his strategy was. The only thing I could think is that he was thinking, if there is no referee, I can't be pinned, and therefore I can't lose my title.
Mhm.
But again, you'd have to ask him what his motivations were. But that would be my guess as to
From
why
what
he
I
did it.
understood
But what
from
I don't
people-
understand is why he attacked him so brutally.
From what
mean,
I
he was-
understand, people on the front row, they said that I mean, because the chairs were right there next to the cage, and they said that Kevin Phoenix just snapped.
Mhm.
I mean, nobody knows really what happened. It's just, I don't know. It's just from out of nowhere. Boom.
It appears
And
It appears to me he may have been getting overwhelmed against Caden and maybe getting scared he was about to lose his title and just did the first thing that came to mind as he freaked out.
He
And
just
took it out on
panicked.
the referee.
Yeah,
So-
took it out on the smaller, defenseless referee. And again, I've seen back and forth some people saying, whenever you get in a ring, there's always a chance of danger, and there is, but this, I mean, a referee doesn't expect to be attacked like this. They may expect to be accidentally hit in the action, but this was just a blatant, just all out assault on an official.
Mhm.
And I know Kevin Phoenix has a lot of influence in the AIWF, being the president of the network and everything, but there has to be some repercussions for this,
Yeah,
even for him.
Yeah, you just can't have people attacking officials, man. Maybe a heavy fine. Commissioner Smiling Diamond Dave has joined us, but we've got something else related to this. Now, I purposely did not watch this because I wanted to see it for the first time on this program to, I don't know, to get my initial reaction, because when I did that Flair poster a couple of weeks ago with him and what's the bank robber guy, Nick Gage, I saw everybody's jaw drop, and I thought that that element of surprise was well worth it. So what happened was referee Tim sent in a video that was received in the wee morning hours Sunday morning after Deal with the Steel, and we're going to it's on the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Facebook page, so some of you may have already seen it. We're gonna go and take a look and have a listen to that right now.
All I really want to say is, Kevin Phoenix, you are a real piece of crap. It is 4 o'clock Sunday morning, and I have just made it home from the local medical center in Mount Airy, North Carolina. And Kevin Phoenix, I want you to know that all I was a referee doing my job. And not only did you put your hands on me, you busted me open, you gave me a concussion, and you dislocated my jaw. But let me tell you, Kevin Phoenix, your actions will have consequences, 'cause I'm going to my lawyer later on today, and I am pressing charges for unsafe working environment. And you will be getting sued, Kevin Phoenix. So don't you be scared when my lawyer comes knocking on your door presenting you with those papers. And maybe, just maybe, you'll learn that the old saying is true. Karma really is a bitch.
Oh my. Thoughts, gentlemen. Wow, he really got.
I've been saying for years, Matt, that there's something about Deal with the Steel. It separates it from other cage matches, because there's something about Deal with the Steel that puts things into people that it affects them. Deal with the Steel affects people.
Mm-hmm.
And in many different ways. And Kevin Phoenix is proof of that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's people will do anything they can just to say, you know, I was victorious at Deal with the Steel.
Well, yeah, and also, you mentioning that made me think of this, Rick. Kevin Phoenix has an undefeated streak at Deal with the Steel. So not only was he in danger of losing the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Championship, he was also in danger of losing his his undefeated streak at Deal with the Steel. And so, like we said, a lot of folks are saying now, and it's starting to look more and more like that, he just panicked and freaked out, thought he was getting ready to lose the match, and so just laid out the referee and just bought himself some more time, which actually did pay off for him as far as the match goes, because Caden Pierre had him down for a way longer than a 3 count, but there wasn't a referee in the match to make the count. And so the strategy, you know, however much it's going to cost him, it did work.
Hey, right quick, Matt, before they get out where I can't see him, say hey to David from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Hey,
I got
David.
a good one after that one.
All
I got
right.
you a good one, Matt. You ready?
All right. Yeah.
Jonathan and Barbara from St. Augustine, Florida is watching tonight.
All right. All the way down from St. Augustine, Florida. Thank you, Jonathan and Barbara, for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Love to have you. All right. We've got Commissioner Smiling Diamond Dave in here. So we do have a high-ranking official. I do see the network lurking, and that usually means that that's Kevin Phoenix. Although he may not be participating, he's listening. So, Smiling Diamond Dave, you were there this past Saturday night. I know you had a match. You probably didn't see this when it happened. But, I mean, you know, it is kind of unbecoming for a champion, I think, in my humble opinion, to assault a referee like this. I know it happened. Christ, Bobby.
Bobby and his monkey eating them freeze-dried banana chips.
I'll tell you what, hey, Chastity, if you're out there listening, I want you to get a plastic bucket or something, like an old jar of vinegar or something. We're going to start taking up a collection at the show, and we're going to buy Bobby a new microphone with a big fancy USB cable, extra thick, so it won't pop no more.
I don't care.
You fans,
you're my hero, Bobby.
I did have a theory about maybe why Kevin did snap.
Why is that, Bill?
Well, maybe to prove a point to the Fighters Club, because Jack's got the piggy bank, that he would stoop to any level to keep his title. Because we all know everybody in the Fighters Club interferes, just like Dealing the Steel. 2-belt Clara interfered in Sin's match, probably costing him the title by holding the cage door open where I couldn't get it closed back shut. Then the big boy at close to the end of the War Games was trying to climb the fence, and I tried to tame him, but he headbutted me off the fence to get into the cage.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Kevin's feeling the heat coming after him.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's only a matter of time before Jack decides to cash in that money in the piggy bank, and we know that it's not going to be at an opportune time. Smiling Diamond Dave, are you still with us? No, he's not. He just asked to come back in the room. We're going to get a word from him. But Justin Flash, you're a former AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. When you see a champion acting in this sort of fashion, what thoughts go through your mind?
Disgraceful. I mean, you're a champion, act like it, carry yourself like it. I couldn't imagine going around putting my hands on a referee or anybody, especially who's not my opponent, to send a message or prove a point or act out of being scared, whatever it was he had going on that night. It's ridiculous.
But, and going back to what Bill Pauley said, you're talking to Justin Flash, keep in mind, if Kevin is trying to send a message to Jack, who has the pig, keep in mind, you're talking to Justin Flash, the man who cashed in on the very night he won it at Deal with the Steel and won the very title that Kevin has around his waist right now.
Yeah.
So that goes back to exactly what Bill Pauley was saying.
Jack was so heavily involved with a big match himself that night. I believe if it wasn't for such a large scale match that he was involved with, he may have would have considered coming out there and cashing in. But I didn't really think that would be an option for the night, since he had Ty and the rest of the gang to worry about.
Yeah, that's what Bobby had brought up, the same point, that after this match he thought that maybe Jack would try to cash in, but I agree with you and I had the same thought, that he had such a big match with the War Games, he was going to be fully concentrated on that matchup and wouldn't risk trying for the title when he had such a big matchup at the end of the night.
Smile at Diamond Dave, what do you think? I mean, you're a high-ranking official here.
Matt, my thoughts may be a little bit different than Brian's. But
Smiling
along
Bobby
the same
Dalton.
lines as Rick Deal. Kevin Phoenix is undefeated at Deal with the Steel, and he wanted to do what it takes to keep the title. And the last contract or signing that I read as a referee, that you understand the responsibilities and the risk you take. And when they climbing the ring in a cage with the talent of Kevin Phoenix.
Closed captions brought to you by T Streets.
Yeah, I want to see how good that sound purifier that we get from our podcast distributor pays off this week. It'll be interesting to listen to the audio version of this.
It's funny. I've got the show playing on my phone to kind of keep an eye on things, and it's showing the closed caption, and it was struggling right there. I can tell you that.
Hey, Matt,
hear me now.
Matt, Joshua in the in the room, I guess, what the hell, in the comments on the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Facebook page, brought up an interesting point. He agrees with Bill Pauley, and he comes at it a different way. If there was no referee and Jack did try to cash in, would it count?
That's interesting.
Yeah,
a referee would need to make the 3 count to make it official.
That's a good point. Good call, Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good thinking right there. So
that's like he said, no referee, no cash in.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And again, whether or not somebody on the outside thinks Jack isn't going to cash in because of such a big match, Kevin Phoenix may not have wanted to take that chance. The champion, he may be getting paranoid because he knows that the Fighters Club isn't afraid of him, because they have they've faced him before, and they've gone head to head with him before, and they're not afraid of him.
And they have no friends except their little circle.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
they don't care whether the fans like you or not. If you're not in their circle, you're a target. Period.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, closed captioning brought to you by T's Treats, a food truck service that operates out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, that is available in most parts of the state, and they can be at multiple locations at the same time. They have full menu, including hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, milkshakes, ice cream, many varieties of funnel cakes, and now feature mini donuts. And it's the small little things in life that impress me, and watching that mini donut cooker in action is always fun for me. When it comes to delicious quality as well as reasonable prices, you cannot beat T's Treats. You can find out more information about T's Treats at facebook.com/T's Treats, or you can give them a call at 336-755-8204. T's Treats is the official concessionaire of AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. So you can
Have an announcement, Matt.
Oh, okay. Go away.
I have an announcement about T's Treats.
All right, let's hear it.
I don't know how many people know about this, because I didn't know it was a thing until it happened, I was told about it. Coming soon to T's Treats, rolled ice cream.
Right on.
Oh wow.
What is
Like
rolled
ice cream.
ice cream?
It's rolled. Look it up. I didn't know it was a thing until they're getting ready to add it to the menu. It's an amazing thing to watch being made. They chop it up and spread it out and scrape it up into rolls and put it in a cup. It's ice cream. And then they put toppings on it. And that is coming soon to T's Treats.
Rick Diesel, I got a question.
Glad
Yes,
my
sir.
wife doesn't watch this show. She'd be happy.
Rick, have they gotten rid of that chili cheese corn dog yet?
The one in the picture,
Yeah.
I'd say yeah. But if
That
not, I can
picture
say
needs to come down, because I'm tired of seeing it if I can't get it no more. That was absolutely phenomenal. And I only got it one time. But yeah, I can't keep looking at that.
I
and not
do
need
think
that.
that they have took the hand dipped corn dogs off the menu for now to make room for other stuff, because they're always changing the menu up, because they added an ice cream this past weekend at Deal with the Steel called Smoky Mountain Fudge, I think what it was. And I tried some of it. I had to drink a whole bottle of water afterwards. It was so rich and chocolatey.
Wow.
I felt like I was committing a sin.
I did get to try one of the iced coffees. That was really good.
Yeah. It's but coming soon to T's Treats, rolled ice cream. Look it up. It's amazing.
I love it. So get on your Google machines now and search rolled ice cream. All right, Justin Flash, this one had you involved. It looks like you're diving onto Sin Crowley right here. Is that correct? Help me out. Again, I apologize. I wasn't there. So
This right here, this picture was an attempt. I want to get something off my chest and apologize kind of to Sin Crawley. Prior to me coming into the ring, he had a encounter with the Fighters Club, to say the least. And I passed the Fighters Club on the way out to the ring. They hit my music, and I was kind of confused about what was going on. And Sin was laid out in the ring, and he couldn't even get on his feet. So I was trying to help him out. I was trying to talk him into leaving the match, because there was no way he could continue. But he pushed me away. He said, "Come on, let's fight." I kept trying to talk him out of it, and he's a fighting champion. So he said, "Let's do it." So I went it. I gave it to him, and he wasn't in there long. He did put up a fight, but eventually I eliminated him from the match, and I felt bad about it. The fans were upset because, of course, everybody loves Sin. I hated to be the guy that had to do it, but I was put in a title match, and I had to do what I had to do to continue in the match.
Right.
That's a champion talking right there, buddy. Yeah.
Don't ever apologize for trying to win a title, Flash. My God,
And
never learned a thing from me.
man,
Well,
the
the only thing-
way it was done, I
only
just didn't like it.
After all these years.
Right. Yeah, I understand. You're a fighting champion. You want to face your opponent man to man. You wanted to be on his feet at the beginning of the matchup, And I completely understand that. However, the only thing I would maybe apologize for, and I didn't even think of it at the time, but once he started pushing you away, I think he may have felt a little bit offended that you were trying to help him out. And he's like, I'm a fighting champion. I don't want pity. Yes, I was unfairly jumped, but I'm a champion. I don't make excuses. So give me all you've got. If that means I get beat in 2 minutes, then that's what happens.
I didn't want to carry out with having to face him, but at the same time, if I were in his shoes, I probably would have been the same way. I'm not just going to walk out of there. So I understood where he was coming from.
Yeah, he would rather be pinned and defeated than just walk out.
Yeah,
and
I totally understand.
That's because he's a fighting champion. But again, I saw it from your side too. You didn't want to reap the benefits of a gang, of him being jumped by a gang 5-on-1. You didn't want to reap that benefit. However, that's again, like I say, he didn't want he's a no excuses fighting champion.
Right.
And in the end, you did the right thing by just going at him and beating him.
Yeah, I just did what I had to do.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I just want both of you to know that Rick Diesel of 1998 would have kicked his ass in the head and then pinned him.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just
that's never quite been my style, Rick.
So is this this was a gauntlet match? Is that what happens? One guy gets eliminated, somebody else comes in. Okay, so we see Gorilla Q coming in here, and he's getting the better of you right here, Justin Flash.
I was assistant Sin, trying to help him out because of course he was hurt, he was beat up. And then Gorilla Q comes out of nowhere and just starts pounding on me. And it took me a while to finally get my bearings about me and actually start competing with him. But he was all over me in an instant.
Wow, and there's Don Petty. Is this the same match? Because I'm just piecing these photos together. Okay. And
this is why the Fighters Club got involved.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, because their boy lost.
Well, just so you know, Justin Flash, Lewis Moore gave you a thumbs up for pinning Sin Crowder. He's in the room. He is in the Facebook group talking.
Oh, okay. Now here's an unusual shot. Former tag team champions, looks like Ironhead Matt Anderson is pinning Gorilla Q right here.
Yes. Later on, what got me though, Q just snapped later on. I can't understand what his problem was the whole night. Maybe he feels like he's been overshadowed or something. But Matt beat him fair and square, and then all of a sudden he just, I don't know, goes ballistic.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure. Well, it may have started maybe shortly after they lost the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Tag Team titles. Maybe he has a grudge. Maybe he feels that Matt Anderson wasn't pulling his weight, that it was his fault that they lost. I don't know. Again, I haven't spoken to him or anything, but I've talked to Bobby about this before, and at the commentary table. Professional wrestling, it's a very dangerous and competitive sport, and the pressure that you feel in each and every match, sometimes it gets to these guys and they do things that they would never have done otherwise. So it can completely change a person.
So I guess it's safe to say we're not going to be seeing Gorilla Q and Matt Anderson team up anytime soon.
Or then again, Gorilla Q has maybe Gorilla Q has finally figured out what it's going to take to win.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it does work.
To put me out.
Well, this match was for the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship, and there you see the winner, Benny Conley. Am I correct? The Panamanian Poker Television Champion again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And and Sin Crowley.
I can't tell because the screen's squashed and it looks like a midget.
Sorry.
On my thing.
Yeah, you got to give it up to Sin Crowley putting up his title in a gauntlet match. But when I saw not only was he going up against so many top competitors, but when I saw the lineup of the competitors, I'm like, if he wins this match, it will cement him as one of the greatest AIWF television champions of all time. However, the chances of him just statistically walking out of the match with the belt that he came in with, it was very low odds that he was going to win. However, there's always going to be that question mark now of, had the Fighters Club not jumped in and attacked him after his win, then against one of the Fighters Club, who knows? He could have walked out of that cage with the belt, but we'll never know now.
I can definitely say our match would have been, our ballot would have been a lot more leveled out.
Yeah, it would have.
Well, anyway, congratulations to Benny Conley. And I don't know, I'd have to say that I'm still on the Lewis Moore bandwagon as far as greatest television champion of all time in AIWF. You remember he wanted his first night in and held on to it for what? Rick Diesel, was it a year, 9 months or a year, something like that? It was an incredible amount of time.
I can't remember that far back. If it wasn't involved me, it was more than 6 months ago. That don't involve me personally. I don't even care.
Oh,
Congratulations.
I've got it.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Diesel.
Lewis, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Your ego just been shattered to bits on the Jagged Rock.
I do recall Lewis Moore defending his television title against both Bravados at the same time.
Yes. Who are now officially Hall of Famers in the AIWF.
Yes, congratulations.
They are not the ring crew of honor anymore.
Even though,
Mr. Diesel.
boy, I tell you what, if nobody knew that before Cornette's podcast when he was talking about him one time, the whole damn country knows now. But anyway, real quickly, another sponsor I'd like to mention, Bill Pauley is with us tonight, and he helped sponsor the show. He is sponsoring this company because he's disabled, and he was told his whole life that he couldn't do things because of his learning disability. Since he was a kid, his dream was to be in the wrestling business for 14 years. He said, I've done everything in the wrestling business. Now he's even refereed a cage match. He's starting over as a referee to show my son that is disabled and others who are disabled as well, that they can live their dreams.
Get him, Matt. Get him, Matt. Get him, Matt. There you go.
All I can do is mute him. All right, so let me try to get my train.
Hero, Bobby.
Oh,
Dang it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. So all right, so we're featuring the ARC of North Carolina right now. They are a service that helps out people with disabilities and provides just all kinds of different services. You need to visit their website. It's arcnc.org. ARC. Huh?
Donate to them.
Yeah, donate. Yeah, you can donate to them. You can look at the services that they provide. So if you're disabled or you know somebody that's disabled and needs service here in North Carolina, you just look, you go on this website, you're going to go down a rabbit hole. They offer a ton of different services. So it's arcnc.org, arcnc.org. And I put the emphasis on .org because most of the time we do .com, but it's a nonprofit, so it's .org, arcnc.org. That's the ARC of North Carolina. And we thank Bill Pauley for sponsoring the program and helping bring awareness to these issues. All right.
Oh, by the way, Matt, just for right quick, Lewis Moore said his title reign was a tad over a year.
A tad over a year. Okay. Yeah. I remember just being stupefied by that, because at the time until Lewis Moore went on that run, the longest reigning television champion was the Red Scorpion. And that title run lasted a long time too. Bryant, I think he might have rivaled you with the time with the US title. The Red Scorpion had that. I mean, it was an incredible run.
Yes, it certainly was.
So
and a lot of competition for that title too. So they were anyone who held that title was going up against top tier athletes every single time, and so to hold on to a title like that for that long is very impressive.
He also held on to it during our fascination with thumbtacks, barbed wire, and fire. So every time you went to the ring in an AIWF show during his title reign, you didn't know if you was going to live to come back to the dressing room. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no kidding.
Two titles I never held now.
I remember Louis Theroux asking me when he come back to do a follow-up after the BBC documentary, because it was right before Bryant and Terminator X had the boxing glove, barbed wire, hands wrapped like boxing gloves in barbed wire match. And he said, "Did everybody survive?" I said, "No, Terminator X almost died."
Yes, he did. But like, I remember walking around while they were putting the barbed wire up in the ring that night and walking around in the back, you know, and just thinking, this is not going to end well. And it didn't.
And it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Stuart Virginia was never
Get the hell out of here,
Terminator X.
sorry bastard.
What in the world was that?
That's, Mickey Falk has arrived.
I've been sitting here so quiet for so long, and then my cat. See, fun fact, Matt, my cat knows how to open the door to my room. So he started pawing on the door, so I had to run him off.
Oh.
Yep. So
smart cat. Welcome, Mickey Fulp, to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had to make a good introduction.
Yeah. And swearing is always welcome here, just not too much. So here it is.
Pussy's always getting him in trouble.
I know, but it does. Before I got married, I know. You know what?
I'm so sorry.
Moving right along. There's a lot of married people on this call. Let's keep it moving.
Hey,
here.
Somebody had to do it, and it's always going to be me. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? You got the word out. You got the word cock on live TV in Reedsville that time, and I don't think that I've ever seen anybody's jaw drop and actually hit the ground like a cartoon character like Mark Childry that day. So, fun times. So anyway, no stranger to controversy, but Rick Diesel, but here we go. It was the Rock and Roll Express last match in Mount Airy. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson teamed up against Lewis Moore and Matt Houston, the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws. And
Let me tell you something about this match, Matt.
Yes, talk to me.
You know, at one time, you know, I did a little bit of managing for the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws. And I begged them. I said, please, guys, please let me walk into the ring. Please let me manage you tonight. I just want to, because you know me and Ricky Morton, we've always had issues. I just wanted, but anyway, they respectfully looked at me and said, Rick, you was great at one time, but this is a very important match to us, and unfortunately you're old. So you're gonna have to set this one out. So I did.
Wow. Okay.
And they may have been right, because my sciatica was acting up really bad that night.
Yeah, so maybe it's a good thing you didn't go down there and get involved in this.
Yeah.
Looked like an action-packed matchup. Brian Danzig, what can you tell us about this one?
Oh yeah, it was very action-packed. The Mid-Atlantic Outlaws, they kept trying to pull every dirty trick in the book, but like I said that night, the Rock and Roll Express is going up against the dirtiest in the sport and come out on top. So it seemed like every dirty trick they tried to pull, the Rock and Roll almost all the time was ready for it.
Ain't much they haven't seen.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, how can you surprise somebody who's been around as long as they have?
Right. Yeah, and not to say, I mean, Mid-Atlantic Outlaws, they got their shots in. They put up a good fight, but in the end, you know, this is the Rock and Roll Express, the greatest of all time.
Right.
And you know, considering that the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws really gave them their money's worth that night.
Well, the Rock and Roll Express emerged victorious, and I've just gotten word the AIWF Deal with the Steel pay-per-view will be airing Saturday, August 27th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. It's an online event, and I assume that link is going to be posted on the Facebook page very soon. If it's not already, it just was DM'd to me. So that's when it's going down, fans. If you want to watch the show, it'll be Saturday, August 27th. That's this coming Saturday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So the Rock and Roll Express get their victory. And you know what? I said it before. They did not wrestle a bunch of, pansies throughout this. They wrestled FTR in Spartanburg in February. They lost this match. I personally was worried that they would lose. It does my heart good to see them beat the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws. No disrespect to the Outlaws, but
Oh no.
but this right here was pretty cool. Rick Diesel, you want to tell us what we're looking at here?
Well, the AIWF Mid-Atlantic had for months planned on Ricky and Robert being in the Hall of Fame. Now, as you know, Ricky Morton is already in the Hall of Fame. He has been for several years now, but not with Robert as a tag team. And once this show was booked, the plans went into effect. Plans were made to put them into the Hall of Fame. And in one of the greatest shows of respect I have ever seen, Lewis Moore and Matt Houston came backstage and took the plaques away from the people backstage who was going to present them with, and they took the plaques out themselves as a show of respect to personally award Ricky and Robert with those plaques and induct them into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I was really impressed by that show of sportsmanship. At first, I was worried. I saw them walking back to the ring, and they both had something behind their backs. And I was like, oh, no, please don't do this. Don't do it. You put up a good fight. You lost the match. Don't do it. But then I saw what color they had. I was like, oh, that looks familiar. Oh, I see what's going on here. So yeah, it was a very nice surprise. And like I said, a great show of sportsmanship from the Outlaws, a very rare show of sportsmanship, but who isn't going to show respect to the Rock and Roll Express?
That may have also been why they didn't want that sneaky bastard Rick Diesel out there with them too.
Probably. Yeah.
You might have attacked them with the
I would have been the one to smack one off with one of them things and run.
So
I wouldn't put it past you.
Normally,
Might be why they didn't want you to come to the ring.
Yeah, might have been. Normally when independent wrestling shows put on pay-per-views, they make you wait till you get all the way to the paywall to find out how much they want for it. I'm not going to do that. This pay-per-view event, if you order now, $2.99, so $3.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, and it looks like if you wait till closer to bell time or view or air time Saturday night, it's going to be $5. Now that's bang for your buck. I got on here. Yeah. I got on here.
Even $5 is a very reasonable amount, and considering as many people as you want can watch. Everybody in the house can watch it. For $5, that's an incredible deal.
I will gladly wait until last minute to get it for $5 so my son can watch it. Just to get a little extra in there for you guys.
All right.
But well, anyway, I do have something to say to Mr. Rick Diesel, though.
What's that? Go ahead, Bill.
He kept going on all night about the only 2 posters that's ever going to be in existence signed that night. I have one of them posters.
Did you win one?
Yes, I did.
Good for you.
So it's going to stay in the family.
Good for you. Because there are only 2 of them, and they were all autographed, and they're laminated, and they are going to be a collector's item. Even Mickey Fultz signed it.
It's at the frame shop right now.
So when Mickey Fultz someday beats Roman Reigns for the WWE title, you got his signature on something.
Yeah.
Well, let's not jump the gun there on that one. My God.
But what I like,
I got new management doesn't mean they're gonna like me.
I had no idea I would win, but with it staying in the AIWF family, that one poster, one of us, we got it in the family.
Well, that's great. Well, this part of the family wants to hold it, so bring it on September 3rd. And I want to keep it for a couple of months. So, just joint custody. Yeah, joint custody. We're going to court if it's staying in the family. And I
War
don't,
games, Matt.
I don't want it just every other weekend, damn it.
Well, right now it's at the frame shop getting frames. So.
Yes.
Yeah, it's getting framed. I had a joke about auto parts, but anyway, look, it was time for the big revenge at that point. The Fighters Club had gotten a crawl or pissed off a lot of people, ever how you want to say it. And it was time for war games. Mickey Fulp, Joe Harrison, Ty Tyson, and
Ryan Mantis.
thank you. Sorry, Ryan. It's been a long day and my brain is tired and we're over time, but we're going to stay with it for a few minutes so we can talk about this war games. Mickey Fulp is with us. Mickey, a wild time. And this was also Smiling Diamond Dave's last match. And he is having problems with his signal because of the weather. That's what was causing that terrible audio. Talk us through, Mickey. You were in the match. Talk us through what went on in here.
Well,
Wow, that was a match.
truthfully, Matt, I don't even remember half of it. I mean, that's how crazy it was. I mean, we were just all beating the hell out of each other. I mean, look, let's check that out real quick. If you can see that, that's just from hitting the cage right there. One good time. I mean, you know, and your fun fact, let's pull back the curtain here a little bit. I started a new job today and I had to walk in with that on my forehead. So nice little walk into an office with a bunch of nice young women and men. And I just pull off my hat and just, hello, I'm Mickey Fulp. Just scars all over, but hey, that's what we do. We love it. But no, I was very glad we got to win. I really don't know how to feel about it being David Sparks' last match. I don't. I don't like David, but
It's an awesome
you got
sorry,
to give.
that is such an awesome shot right there.
I know. You gotta give Carson credit for that. That is a beautiful shot. When I saw that yesterday,
That distracted me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Mickey. That's a badass shot.
Oh no, you're fine. It is. That Carson Music Boy, she's a wonderful woman, ain't she?
Mhm.
Whoever's got her is a lucky man. I'll say that right now. But
When
you know,
she
like
gets
I said,
nervous, her legs shake like Elvis.
well, hell, if you were in that cage for every single damn
I
match,
know.
still you'd be nervous too. She
I
was
gotta
the
find a
only one.
reason
She
to
went.
climb a cage again so I can get up
She's
there.
the
360.
only person in the whole company that was in that cage for every match. Not a referee, not a wrestler, nobody, but little Carson.
Bless her heart.
Yes,
My hat's off to her.
that's a trooper right there, buddy.
No kidding. All right,
But,
go ahead,
yeah.
Mickey.
Yeah, like I was saying about David, I mean, Dave Sparks, I mean, Smiling Diamond Dave, whatever you want to call him, you know, I'm on the fence about it. You know, I don't really, obviously, me and David, we have a history. But, you know, you got to give credit where credit's due. He's probably got one of the best careers in the AIWF, looking back on it. Part of one of the best tag teams in AIWF history. You got to give the devil his due sometimes. And, you know, it's a little humbling to be a part of something like that. You know, as much as I despise him, the fact that I was able to be a part of that team that retired him, well, makes you feel good a little bit. It makes you feel good on the inside. It makes you feel like you were just some simple man from Georgia playing your fiddle, and all of a sudden the devil came in town and you outfiddled him, you know?
Yes, I do know. I do know. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny with his fiddle made of gold.
And let me tell you, we were all Johnny on Saturday night.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
And the way y'all won was amazing. I've never would have seen that coming.
Yeah, well, can we just talk about the fact that Jack had that god awful face paint on? I mean, he looked like Danhausen if Danhausen was like on crack.
I thought it was mascara, but
Well,
just judging from
Crackhausen.
I thought that the Joker and the Toxic Avenger had sex and had a baby, to be honest. I mean, with that, I didn't know what to think about what it was.
Oh my
You
God.
can't deny the fact, though, that the Fighters Club was very well outfit coordinated.
They were.
They looked like they were
And
challenging
in
their
the team
inner shield.
uniforms.
Yeah, they look
And
like they were
I mean,
challenging.
my God, they come in like that. You would expect them to win hands down because that was just.
Well, you got to know, if we're talking about the tires giving you the win, I mean, I've never lost in my camo cargos, so.
Rick, I can tell from experience.
Another stat we need to start keeping up with there. Mickey Phelps never lost in the camo cargo. Hey, look at the right side of the screen. You can see Clara on the outside. Boy, she looks like somebody just, stepped on her cat or shot her dog or something. And fans look like they're talking trash to her.
Can I say something real quick? Hey,
yes.
Okay, I usually stay pretty quiet because I'm old and retired. But as a woman who was part of a pretty powerful faction at a time, who was quite an agitator, she does need to start watching her back because she's going to get hers, because it always happens. She might think she's in her ivory tower right now, but she's going to get hers from somebody. It's either going to come from within or it could come from within, because I've seen some talking, from Jack towards her that's not very nice. So just saying.
And I'll go with you on that one because she is 2-belt Clara now.
Well, that was Pagan, ladies and gentlemen, weighing in for us. But okay, Clara, watch your back, lady. I don't know what's going on there, but
and they don't come any tougher than that lady you just seen on that screen right there. I mean the one talking. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Any woman who can take a blunt force punch from Chains and stand up
and still be able to function in society to this very day.
That tells you everything you need to know right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
And another amazing moment I recall from that match is when David Parrish climbed the cage and dove off of it.
Yeah, we had a picture of that.
Very impressive. I was working the gates. I was the gatekeeper for half the matches. So, yeah, I got to see it all up close and personal, and that was very unexpected from the Fighters Club move.
Yeah, the Fighters Club, I have to give it up to them. They put up a really good fight. I was impressed by them. But in the end, they couldn't stand the test when it was when the odds were evened. They fell, and I don't know if that is I don't know that it's a signifier of their ability. I just think it's a signifier of they have leaned on the crutch of being of the numbers game for so long that when it came to go up against one-on-one, same amount of people versus same amount of people, they fell short. And I think it's because for such a long time they've been ganging up on people and relying on that.
So in a nutshell, you're saying that they've been using the numbers game so much it's become a crutch for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And add on that, they also use Clara as well.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah, I mean she's part of it. I mean she's not. I mean not to say anything bad about valets. They have their part in matches as well. But she's not just a valet. She is a professional wrestler who is holding 2 titles from 2 different promotions.
Yep.
I'm not trying to take nothing away from Clara either. Because now that I don't have my ref shirt on, I can give my opinion freely. But when that ref shirt goes on, all my opinions go out the window.
Well,
exactly. If you have to be impartial.
Yeah, if you did try to take something away from Clara, that would be a bad mistake. That's for sure.
Hey, I'm calling her 2-belt Clara now.
Yeah. So gentlemen, deal with the steals in the books. We're over time, but I don't think it's been a waste by any means. Deal with the Steal be available on a pay-per-view basis coming up this weekend. Hey, only $5 if you wait till the last minute, but if you jump in now, you can get it for $3. Any final thoughts as we wrap up Deal with the Steal and start moving toward, I guess the next big one will be the Back to School Bash.
I'm looking forward to that and the next Deal in the Steal.
All right.
I'm counting down the days.
And Rick Diesel, you said no, the next one will be Fright Night.
Fright Night, yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
there's so many people doing back to school bash now. We just like it don't even mean nothing no more, even though we was the first one.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Okay. But anyway, you know, it is what it is. So we'll but that's not the next show we've got, folks. We'll be there September the 3rd for the big 5:00 start time at the flea market and food truck extravaganza at Veterans Park. That's going to be a lot of fun, you know, shopping and food trucks and wrestling. You can't beat it, man. It's going to be
Redneck
A combo.
yeah. I mean, yeah, if we just had a stock car race at the same time, man, you know,
Be all set.
I know. I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. But anyway, all right, Mickey Falk, any last thoughts before we go?
Well, all I'm going to say is, you know, between Spring Jam this past year, when me and Joe lost to David Parrish and Casey Kane, to the Don Carson finals where we beat them, and then this past Saturday where our team beat theirs. All I'm going to say is I'm just going to leave it at this. Rick Diesel was talking about Fright Night. I think me and Joe Harrison, I think we may need to talk to somebody about getting some tag team title shots.
Oh, all right.
Fright Night would be the perfect place to do it.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, indeed. We'll have to see if we can't get that to happen. Justin Flash, any last thoughts?
I'll just say I was thankful to have a title opportunity as soon as Deal with the Steel not being back no longer than I have been. And I got to say to Gorilla Q, that low blow shot to get me in position to hit your finishing move and put me out of that match, I'm going to say that's a check you've written that might have to get cashed later.
Oh, man, that's a second challenge in about as many minutes. That's awesome. Brian Danzig, Rick Diesel, the network is here, but I don't know if he's going to say anything tonight. Any final thoughts before we wrap things up for this week?
I've run my mouth the whole show, Brian. You go right ahead.
I just want to say I was just so happy to be part of Deal with the Steel this year. Every single match was amazing. Top tier athletes from beginning the show to end, but it was a special privilege to call the very last match of the Rock and Roll Express in Mount Airy, North Carolina. I was honored to be able to do that, and I appreciate the AIWF Mid-Atlantic for giving me that opportunity.
It's great. Yes, indeed. All right. So, wrestling fans, that's going to wrap us up for this week. Of course, the program will be up on YouTube and on all your favorite podcasting platforms shortly. But for our entire panel, we'll be back here next week as we move toward the flea market food truck show. And we'll have more information about that as it gets closer. But thank you so much for tuning in to AIWF Ringside Wrestling. And thank you for all the fans that came out and made Deal with the Steel a tremendous success that it was. And we hope you enjoyed. If you weren't able to make it, you got the chance for just a few bucks to watch it on pay-per-view coming up this weekend. You know, $3 in advance, $5 if you wait at the door, right? If you wait to the last minute, it's $5. So, but anyway, folks, thank you so much for joining us this week for AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, AIWF Ringside Wrestling. I am Mad Matt Carter, and until next time, so long for now.
Later.
I'll be safe.